start streaming and see what happens. We might be streaming.
How will we know whether anyone is watching?
I don't know.
You are live. The internet can totally see you now. Stop your encoder.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, internet.
So how do we... Hello, secret camera. It's not very secret. I can see it right there. Right.
You've got to take that and put it into battery.
I think so. I think so. So this is going to be fully live, possibly.
Okay.
That one there.
Oh. How do you...
Publish now.
Patrons only, but how do you stop it being live on YouTube?
I don't know.
Unlocked.
If only we know what was going on.
I don't know what's going on.
None of us know what's going on.
I suppose I could try and look on my phone
Oh, that's a good idea.
whether you're streaming.
There are people now who've signed into this and they're watching this like, what are these idiots doing?
This is our first ever live stream. Does it show?
Well, it says up here, watching 0. So
Aha!
hopefully no.
Well, maybe I'll start watching. Maybe I won't. What am I looking for? Ages of Sigmar.
How do I do this bit?
Sure, you were supposed to sort this out before we started.
Yeah, the trouble is...
You can't without doing it live?
Exactly. Or else you just start streaming something, you're like, I'm streaming, I don't mean to be streaming.
I've got really bad signal. It's not picking anything up. Oh, I've got a battery thingy. Ed commented on our post. Can you see us, Ed?
Can Ed see this? That's the question, yeah.
I need your Wi-Fi password, I think.
Give it to me.
No, I'm just going to switch the Wi-Fi off instead, if that's alright. You've still got your beer baubles in.
That's a good point, I have. I didn't want to go on that, I want to do the Wi-Fi thing. Can you see us, Ed? Because we haven't got a clue if anyone can see us.
Well, Ed must be able to, you know, he's got beer baubles.
Well, that's true, that is a good point. I would be very... if you work that out without us actually mentioning anywhere, that's a little scary. I can see you through the window. We're very confused right now,
Is
Ed.
that you?
No, yeah, that's me.
Yeah. Well, okay, I assume Ed can see us then. So I don't need to check whether people can see us.
It would be good
So Ed,
to try.
can you see us? Oh, well, I was looking on YouTube. Can anybody see, are you joining us on YouTube or Patreon? People?
Yes. Oh, we have a watching person on YouTube.
Oh,
It says one watching. So YouTubers, we do apologise if to our patroners if this is, you know, also being watched by all our YouTubers, because we haven't got a clue what we're doing right now, if I'm honest.
I haven't got a live. I haven't obviously got a live thing on my phone. Just so you know.
Very confusing.
2 people watching now. Unless that's me.
2 very disappointed people. Well, it's got a thing here, but I don't know if anybody can see us.
It's a bit laggy. Could be me. He's watching it on Patreon.
Ooh, so that is well kept. So you can actually see us. Ooh. We haven't got a clue what we're doing, so
No.
apologies.
We
Ed.
can't see us. Which is a bit...
Yeah, we can't, which is a bit strange. I wonder if hitting play on here. I'm hitting play on the thing.
Ian's joined us.
Ah!
Woo! Hello, Ian. Whoa!
Ooh, we can see ourselves on here.
Yeah.
It's here, and we're there, and we don't really know what's going on. So I'm going to turn the sound off.
Good idea. You're going to take your baubles off.
I will take my baubles off.
Oh, Brandon's commented. He's here too. Hello, Brandon.
Hello! Are any of you guys on YouTube, or are you all Patreon? Because we've got one person on YouTube. And I'm going to take my balls off.
That could be you. No, I don't know. It can't be you. Can
We don't really know.
No.
We haven't got a clue what we're doing.
So although this is supposed to be Patreon only, it's possible that it's broadcasted to the world on YouTube.
And if it is,
as you're pretty much the only people who know about it, then you're probably the only people watching anyway.
this whole get up here is maybe for something we've recorded just now, possibly or possibly not.
That's right.
Ow, ow. I'm not gonna have a beard left by the time I get all these out. Right, I think I'm ballless now.
Ow, 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 ow. Randa's watching on Patreon.
Oh, cool. I think everyone's on Patreon. Although it says we've got 3 on YouTube, so that could be a count from. You know what? We're just going to crash on with it.
Yeah, we will do. Otherwise,
and we'll see how we get on. Or else you're going to spend the next 45 minutes just watching us go. I don't know what's going on.
And you will establish that as well as playing Shadespire, we don't know how to do anything on YouTube.
Yes. Yeah. And it might be. I mean, at the minute it says that our live stream's health is green. So we'll see how we get on.
Ian apparently is 30 seconds behind.
Are you?
Yeah.
Catch up then. I don't know if it's really, really jaggedy for you guys. If it is, we can try and change the OBS.
Ed's on our YouTube page and there isn't any video. Excellent. Okay.
Cool, so it's just for you guys. You're getting it all.
Brilliant.
And we'll just see how we get on.
So we'll crash on. I don't know if there's a better way of doing communication other than everybody commenting on it, which is working because I can read everybody's comments.
Yes.
So
yeah.
we'll go with that unless there's a better way.
Well, we're going to have to do that for now, I think.
Okay.
So apologies, guys. We are
first time for everything.
Trying to work things out. And
remember your first time. It's never as good as you want it to be, is it?
No.
No.
Or the third. Fourth. Or fifth.
How many kids have you got?
2.
2. There we go.
That I know of. So just the 2. So yeah, we'll have to see if we can work out how to get things working on YouTube a bit more, because there's like a chat thing on YouTube. Maybe we'll get you guys to can you put your comments on YouTube, because then we might get those in real time.
They can't see it on YouTube.
Good point.
Yeah.
No, they can't see the video on YouTube. But can you see that we're streaming, but you just can't see the video? That's the question. And you know what? I could possibly run upstairs and get a cable, which might improve the latency.
Yeah, well, Brandon says we're a bit jerky.
Let me get that. Robin's going to entertain you for 2 minutes whilst I do that.
Oh my goodness me, dead air time.
We're on dead air, people!
Well, in the beginning, I'll tell you what, I'll start. So I might be a bit jerky, but I'll start with one of the first questions we were asked, which was how did you get into wargaming? And I don't know about the rest of you, but I got into wargaming through my dad, really. My dad was a collector of Napoleonic war figures back in the day, and I was fascinated by them. And then he read me The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, and then Games Workshop back in about 1984-85 did a set of Lord of the Rings miniatures, and we found them in a shop somewhere in Southend-on-Sea, I think it was, and I bought some home, and that was kind of it then. I had a friend, I used to do the Fighting Fantasy books, and a friend who played D&D at around the same time, so I was about 10, and that's kind of how I got into it. And the Warhammer, the Lord of the Rings figures turned into, I think I got Warhammer 2nd edition, Warhammer Battle 2nd edition, and that turned into sort of making up my own battles with all the Uruk-hai and Aragorn and people like that. And then Warhammer 3rd edition came. Well, I think Ravening Hordes came out for 2nd edition, and that's really where I began. So I was just answering the wargaming question, Pete.
Yep. Crash on.
So that's where I began, and alongside that, I played Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay as well as some D&D and stuff like that. So that's really how I got into it. And then I did that for quite a while, and then when I went to university, I stopped. Then I started again. Hang on. Ed says there is a YouTube link under the Patreon video. It's a better stream, and the chat is easier.
Yeah, there we go.
Ah,
cool.
Brilliant.
Join us there, because we can see your comments in real time. So we can see your comments. You can put them in, and hopefully only you guys are still seeing this anyway. So that'll be good.
Yep. Excellent.
And
Brilliant.
I'm just
I'll
trying
put this away then.
I've just put the longest cable, Cat5 cable in the world in.
I know I just bored you all with how I got into wargaming.
It was quite dull. So we'll have to see how we get on. Now, if you give me like 2 minutes, I might be able to come back online with a smoother stream. So bear with us. Shall we risk it for a biscuit? Let us know. If it gets really bad, then we'll try that. But we'll crash on for now. So you guys are saying YouTube's better, so we'll stick with YouTube. If you think that you want us to go to something else, then just shout, just start commenting, and we'll try restarting the service. But we'll go on with that. So hello.
That's very slick.
That was seamless.
Slick, yeah, seamless.
Seamless. This is kind of thing. This is kind of this kind of thing you get from when you watch the GW Twitch stream. I think.
Is it that good?
I think it's almost imperceptibly different.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never watched it. I'm guessing they're better than us.
A little bit.
Yeah.
They don't sit there for hours going, is it on? I don't know. Is it on? I don't know. So we're back. Hello. We've got some questions to answer, and Robin's already started.
I started with how did I get into wargaming? How did you get into wargaming?
Oh, well, how did I get into wargaming? I don't remember. I do remember Hero Quest and Space Crusade. I think they were a staple for me, and they were probably what GW intended them to be, which was gateway games.
Yeah.
And I remember playing those when I was like 9, 10 years old, something like that, so around 1990-ish. I do remember Battle Masters. Does anybody else remember Battle Masters? You got this massive 4 foot by 4 foot paper mat that had hexagons on it.
Wow.
And you got GW models, but they had like 5 troopers or 3 horses on a tray. And then you had a deck of cards, and you turned the cards over, and it was like move 1 unit, attack with 1 unit, and you did it like that. And it was
like Shadespire.
It was a little bit like Shadespire actually in some ways.
Yeah.
But you used the cards to define your movement. And I remember the Empire side had a cannon, and it had a load of tiles for the cannon, and it just determined whether the cannonball bounced or flew and exploded and stuff. And it was a really great way because it was done by MB.
Oh, okay.
Is it MB?
MB. Yeah.
MB. Yeah. It was done by MB, and the ogre was boss. Yes, he was. Battle Masters. Oh yeah, Battle Masters. Hero Quest as well. Definitely Hero Quest as well.
Better than Twitch.
But the best thing was, we are better than Twitch. But the best thing about it was MB didn't really rate the models, so you could ring them up and basically say one of my models is broken, and they would send you like the whole packet of sprues again. You did. You'd have to go, oh, my model's broken, and they were like, we'll send you another one, and you're like, is that me brother? So they would send you the whole plastic
Damien's
sprue.
here, sorry. Hello, Damien.
And they would send you the whole plastic set out again. And there was
Wow.
like 20 knights and all these beastmen and cannons and an ogre. It was brilliant because they just didn't care. They were like, whatever, we got tons of this stuff out the back. So those were the things I most remember. I played Advanced Hero Quest a little bit.
I was a bit old for that. I was already playing Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay by the time Hero Quest came out. It was almost like a retrograde step. I did buy it.
Broadsword.
Had the medal. Yeah, had the medals. Had the models. But I was kind of almost.
I bought Space Crusade last year to play with my eldest, who's 10 now, who's 9 back then, and it's quite janky now. I try and play it again. It's a bit. I think I ever played it how it should have been played.
Okay.
But after all those gateway games, I remember going to GW in Brighton when I was about 11, 12 years old with me mum and me nan and me cousin. And I remember picking up a box of the 30 Imperial Guard models and a box of the 30 Space Orcs and a box of the 30 Skeletons. I was a little bit scattered with my approach. And those where I remember...
Haven't really changed.
Not really.
No.
Yeah. And that's where I started with, and then just snowballed from there.
Did your mum and dad not understand it at all? Your mum and your nan?
I think my parents just adopted the it shuts him up, so let's just leave him to it approach.
An exciting little segue. Not segue is the wrong word. In the exciting little parallel to this, is my son is going to, who's 13, is going to his first D&D club meeting tomorrow.
And so he becomes
such a proud
part
dad.
of the geek grouping.
Exactly.
So hopefully our stream's got better because it now says it's green. So fingers crossed, everything's better for you guys.
Yep. And then as an addendum to that, Pete and I met at work. We
did about 2002ish, something like that.
And for another friend of ours who likes playing D&D, he said, "Oh, I want to play."
He was the singer in my band.
Yeah, he would have band with him. And so I want to play D&D. So he got together a disparate group of people to play D&D.
Yeah, there was my mate from school. There was us. Yeah. Our mate Dave. And
Stu.
And another mate Stu, who you've seen. Not Stu. Yeah.
And so then we ended up, we were the only ones who were really into GW stuff, and so we ended up sort of being friends somehow.
Just happened.
And then the next question was why do we make YouTube videos?
Oh.
Well, I make YouTube videos because Pete basically kept saying, should we make some YouTube videos?
Go on, do it. Go on, do it. I want to do a YouTube video.
And so we started on Warhammer AOS.
We did, yeah.
We were pretty terrible.
Because we hadn't played it for ages, and then you got a copy of Age of Sigmar.
I did.
Where the old world had been destroyed, and you sort of said to me, I've got this off of the Geek Dad or something like that. Yeah. And I remember going on a website which detailed how the old world ended, and detailed, I think it was 1D4 Chan. Go check that out. It's good, but it's got a lot of swearing on it. But it's quite funny in some of the summaries that it does. And
I'm not a fan.
Yeah, it's quite funny in some ways.
Yeah.
It summarised all the end of the old world, and I remember reading that going, "Oh my god, it's destroyed my entire childhood." But we did that video, didn't we? We looked terrified in that video. We both saying, "Oh."
We put that in our birthday video.
We did, yes, yep.
So yeah, so that's where we started, and then I had this contact with Games Workshop through Geek Dad, and they kept sending us more and more stuff. So we had Blood Bowl, and then eventually they sent us Warhammer Underworld, Shadespire, and Pete was like, "Well, I suppose we could play it. I don't really like it. I don't really like the look of it."
I really didn't like the look of Shadespire.
And I thought actually this looked really good, and I was really attracted to the 45-minute nature of it because we were really struggling to get.
We've never hit 45 minutes.
Well, I know, no. Well, we were really struggling to get in our tabletop full Warhammer Age of Sigmar.
Yeah.
And we were playing 40k by then as well because they sent us the new 40k box.
Yeah,
we couldn't get those in an evening either. It was killing us. We were finishing at 12:30.
It was. Well, we finished about 12:30 now, but at least we get 2 or 3 games.
Well, exactly. And but we love it.
Yes.
So that's how we ended up being where we are today.
I remember. Oh, we'll go back in the day. I won Blood Bowl from a contest in Doctor Who in America. To GW's credit, they sent it to me in America, even though I'm sure I was disqualified.
Excellent. Oh, hi Scott. I didn't see you join.
Hello,
in.
Scott.
Yeah.
I love Blood Bowl. Robin doesn't like it. But Blood Bowl was another one of those games. I remember standing outside GW Crawley, which was my closest one, when it opened, queued up outside there, and went in, got my copy of Blood Bowl. I think it was the 3rd edition by the time that came out. It was the one in the 94-ish sort of range. And I remember getting that, and me and my mates played that. It was probably one of the first GW games more GWE type games, not Hero Quest or Space Crusade, that's all compact. Blood Bowl first sort of introduces you to the old world a bit more, I think, and that was possibly the first steps into that realm, I think.
I never got into it. I don't know why.
We did play one game. It did take us 5 hours.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, even before I played first edition with the cardboard standees, but I just I never got into it.
Oh well, we can't all be right.
Indeed not.
But I think to continue on the question, why do we make YouTube videos? To start with, I watched a lot of 40k videos for mini wargaming and stuff like that, and I thought, well, we could do this almost. I mean, how hard's that? It doesn't look too hard. And then we got AOS, and we thought, well, let's have a game. Let's do a video of it. And then we did it. It was very random at the start how many videos we would do, and I think with Shadespire coming along, I think we put the first Shadespire video out, and
watched it.
We had more views on that than I think most of our AOS videos had done for the last year. We were like, oh my god, this is really popular. And once we played it a bit, I was actually much more of a fan, because the original thing I looked at wasn't a fan at all of the. Right. I think it was the original artwork and Severin Steelheart.
Yeah.
I didn't like his look. He had like a square head, kind of looked a bit SpongeBobish in that one. And I wasn't a fan of the aesthetic to start with, but the game itself, I love it. And since then, we have mini conversations every day about. I think we probably talk more than we do to our wives, and about the channel and the videos and what we want to do, and how we can make things better and how we can get more time to do it. And I think it's just because you guys enjoy it. And I mean, I never would have thought when we started this that we'd have Patreon, that we'd be doing this right now. This is still
six of you watching us at once. I mean, I feel like Mick Jagger.
We are. And I never thought we'd do anything like this. And anybody who's watching this afterwards as well, all of you are awesome. You rock. And it's that feedback loop, really. We do stuff. Everybody says you guys are awesome. We love what you're doing, and we're like, wow. Yeah. No one ever says that to me.
No, that's what it is. I mean, that's what it is now. It is that kind of. We've got the nice community. It's really enjoyable.
Scott says more Shadespire. There will be more Shadespire. Well, actually, there won't be so much Shadespire. There'll be lots of more Nightvault.
Nightvault, yes. Hoping to get those new warbands when they arrive.
Mollog.
Yeah.
Is it Mollog?
I don't know. I can never remember. I have so little time to do other than produce amazing content for you guys that I don't even have time to digest what's in the Warhammer community website.
The amount of stuff that GW is throwing out is just. I mean, I'd love to play Necromunda. Frankly, I don't dislike any of the warbands in Necromunda, and I love the campaign style that they put into it, which is a bit like why we like Kill Team, because it's a bit like Necromunda.
I'd love to go back to play Kill Team.
Yeah, love to do Kill Team. Love to do Necromunda.
Harry Potter.
Harry
I'd
Potter.
like to at least have a go.
Yeah,
Blackstone Fortress. We do really want to go to Blackstone Fortress. A quick Ed asked you, and I said to people, I won't bother answering this question, but as I brought it up, Blackstone Fortress. I don't even know whether you can play them. I really want to play with the robot.
We're up to 7. No, we're back down to 6 again. But sorry, say it
I
again.
want to play with the robot.
I am a robot.
Blackstone Fortress looks really.
That does look nice.
Yeah.
That does look very nice. The only problem with it is it has lots of sealed envelopes and things like that.
That's cool.
Well, I'm not bashing that at all. That's
Okay.
going to be freaking awesome. But after the first time we played it through,
I see. Well, it's kind of like it's trying to tap into the legacy game market, isn't it?
True, yeah.
But I think I wasn't going to talk about Blackstone Fortress, Ed, because I thought, well, save that for a whole new video.
Yes, that's
but
gonna
we
be a whole
are.
thing.
But yeah, I think I'm really looking forward to playing it. I think it's going to be really fun.
And just to answer one of the questions on Blackstone Fortress that Ed asked, your favourite models, I love the cultists.
Right.
I'm actually all of the hero models are okay. I like them; they're all right, but I love those cultist models.
But which one are you going to play? Because I think that was his question. Is which hero are you going to play?
Oh, that's going to be a tricky one. Maybe the Kroot.
Maybe
The
the
Kroot.
guy looked like wouldn't it? The guy who looks like he wouldn't have been out of home at the Empire in the Empire.
Or Charles Bronson looking
Yeah,
one.
quite,
Is it Charles
he's all right
Bronson?
as well. But I think of the robot. If you can play the robot, I'd like to play the robot.
Yeah. And another question Scott's just asked here, we'll quickly address before it disappears off the top.
Oh yeah.
He said, here's a question. Why do you think the whole Warhammer Underworld's branding seems to have failed so completely? I have no idea. I don't know why they.
I think it's because, and this is completely off the top of my head, I've never thought about it before, I think it's because Shadespire is much easier to say than Warhammer Underworld.
Yeah, I think you're right. And Shadespire is the big logo.
Yeah.
It is Shadespire.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
Warhammer Underworld.
I don't know how it works
Shadespire.
in games like Magic the Gathering, but they have different seasons and they're called different things, but everybody nearly always only ever calls
Is it because it
calls it
started as-
Magic.
Is it because they always start? Was the first season just called Magic the
Yeah, it
Gathering?
was,
Maybe.
I think.
So
yeah.
what they possibly should have done with Shadespire is instead of calling it Shadespire, they should have just called it Warhammer Underworlds.
Yeah.
And then the second one should have been Warhammer Underworlds Night Dwarves.
Yeah, that would have worked.
And then people would still call it Underworlds or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yes, they probably would because
Maybe.
then it would. Yeah, because now you've kind of like we've got all people call it Shadespire for a year, and now they don't want to call it Nightbolt, but they don't want to call it Warhammer Underworlds either. So yes, good question.
We've got Ray Garetti says hello. Hello.
Hello.
Another signature Pete Copper soundbite. Yep. I just babble when I don't know what I want to say, so I'll just make noises.
You are 25 robot. Is a hero. Excellent. Yes, so that's what I want to play. I really want to paint it as well.
I'm a robot.
Was that your signature soundbite?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know which one it is.
probably
I'm making a lot of noise here, and I don't really know where it ties back in.
Shall we move on? We've only
Let's-
answered two
let's crack
questions
on,
and a little bit
let's
of Blackstone Fortress.
So what are we on? We're on 20
Somebody
past 9.
asked, so I didn't write down the names of the people who asked them. Somebody asked, do we play other people?
No.
And the answer is no. We are monogamous.
We are. We are
Underworlders.
strictly.
Yeah, I couldn't play with anybody else. You've played with other people, actually. You
I
played,
have.
You played with Ben.
I did. Yes, my
Yeah.
mate Ben. In fact, you played Ben as well. I watched you. I videoed it. It's very nice. You
Only
played the other
champions.
champions.
Yeah, I played with the
Champions,
champions, not,
yes.
not Underworlds.
To be fair, I've only played Ben once or maybe twice
Once
at
is
Underworld.
still a betrayal.
Well, I told you.
That
I
made
sent-
it worse.
I sent you pictures.
That made it worse. You did send me pictures. Yes, thanks for that.
So yes, I. Oh, hi Ray, you're Calabok. Hello.
Ah,
That's very.
hello,
I was
Calabok.
wondering who's Ray. I don't recognise that name, but hello. Thank
Yeah,
you for that.
We
Um,
almost got to a Grand Clash. So the second part of that question was, are we going to go to a Grand Clash? We
so
almost got to a
close.
Grand Clash, and that may have changed our entire kind of
We
outlook
could.
on the
We
game.
could have made it there on that day. We could have been, rubbing shoulders with all the big wigs and shaking hands, and we could be it now. We could be up there at the top, but we missed our chance.
Maybe.
Probably not. Though.
No, but I kind of just feel I love playing Pete, and I would not play anybody actually if anybody happened to be in my garage
If it's
one
anybody.
evening.
A
But
bit random though. Oh.
I'm not sure I could do a Grand Clash now because I'm so used to having
Oh,
the
it'd
sort
be-
of conversational tone that we have.
It'd be tough, wouldn't it?
I don't think I'd get the games done in
Also,
time.
12 games, something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's the other thing.
That'd
I like
Shadespire
playing
Swingers
Shadespire,
Club.
but there are very very few things I like to do for the entire day.
Yes, apart from sleep, I think we discussed sleeping maybe.
And so I'm not sure I want to go and play for a whole day.
Maybe.
Possibly a whole 2 days. Some of them are 2 day events,
Oh
aren't they?
god, I can do that.
Yeah.
Maybe though, if we did maybe if there was another Grand Clash event at one of the bigger places, we might go along to just say hello because we could
Yeah.
come along and not
I
everybody.
wouldn't have done that.
Yeah,
Oh
or-
no! Oh, you pick that card.
Oh dear,
No,
oh
no,
dear,
no.
oh dear.
Yeah, we might
I-
do that. I think
We could possibly
would probably
turn up,
enter if I was gonna
say
do that.
hello.
Yeah.
Because we could, especially if it was like Warhammer World, you could go along. You could just hang around in Bugman's bar, and if someone comes
Yeah.
along and they're not doing anything, you could maybe have a game just a one-off game in Bugman's Bar. So would you guys come along to that? Would you like to come along and say hello and maybe play a game? Or you probably would all sign in.
On the tournaments can drag on, and I find myself burned out by the end of one. Yes,
Yeah.
I remember I used to play Warhammer semi-competitively, Warhammer Battle. This was when I was young, and I used to be knackered by the end of
I
it.
just imagine Robin with the headband
Yeah.
and the jogging shorts.
Yeah, and I used to be knackered by the end of it, and now I'm
Got to stretch before I roll my dice.
45, and I just think I don't know if I could actually manage it all day.
Yeah, I think.
And I'm really slow, and I forget what I'm doing, and Pete edits that out. Oh, hang on! Can I just? I forgot I had this card.
End of the third phase. Sorry. Second activation phase 1. I actually meant to do it. Do you mind if we just go back?
Sorry, I meant to be Oryx.
People will be like, no, you can't. But Pete lets me.
Exactly, that was that.
I'll be sitting there. The
So
other
I'm
side,
not
"No,
sure I'm
don't,
going to play Game
it's
Clash,
all right."
but I do really hope we can get up to a London venue and meet some people and play a couple of non-serious games. And maybe that will start us playing.
It'd be good. Yeah, it'd be good to go to Dark Sphere. It'd be good to see people on there, and just say hello if nothing else, just so we can actually meet up with some of
Yes,
you
I'd
guys.
like to meet you guys.
Yeah, it would be. I would like to do a Grand Clash. I think at some point.
I'll come and hold your
Just
miniatures.
you can stand behind me and
Yeah,
cheer. Yay!
Yeah.
And every time I go to move Molly, you go, wait. But yeah, we haven't yet. We nearly did. The snow killed it off for us.
And but then somebody was ill in your family as well, wasn't it? So it was a good job you
Yes,
hadn't gone.
in fact, it was very good because
Yeah.
we got down. We were going to go, and we decided not to. And literally on the Saturday, my wife was quite ill, relegated to bed, and so we would have had to have come home, and that would have been really depressing.
Take Keyforge, that would teach you.
That'll teach him
Take
Take
Keyforge where?
Keyforge.
Sorry, I've not.
to Warhammer World.
Yes, good idea. I have actually got Keyforge, so we could,
Ooh.
I nearly bought a couple of decks tonight, so we could have had a game after this.
Ooh. So that's would we play other people, and would we attend the Grand Clash? So we would if we could,
maybe,
and possibly, but yeah. So there we go. So that
the next questions are more about the game.
Oh,
Top 3 warbands, Pete.
Oh, okay.
Top. Give me one, and I'll give you one. Live
This
on
is
camera.
the premium.
Live on camera.
This is the premium channel now. Oh my word!
We'll try
Don't
that
get
again.
off like that very.
What's your favourite?
You can't cut this. It's live.
What's your
Robin.
favourite warband?
You can't tell. We won't do that. Just start again. My favourite 3 warbands. Well, one of them Skaven. It's got to be Skaven. I've always had
I
a
think
soft
yours
spot.
are easier to pick than mine. Aren't they?
Maybe. I mean, I love Skaven. I've always had a soft spot for them.
Sepulchral Guard.
Yes, and my reason for Skaven isn't necessarily the warband itself, because I suck at Skaven. I don't think I've ever won any games with them, or very few.
I knew there was a reason why I like them.
Yeah. So I like Skaven. I always have. They were one of my first fantasy armies, I think, and I've always just liked their dynamics. So they're more from the look and feel of the race kind of thing. Second one, Sepulchral Guard. Undead have been my second favourite army forever. Nagash is my poster boy. I love Nagash, and I love. He's like one of the first. He's one of the characters who's been in it since like near the start of the whole of Warhammer, and he's kind of evolved as it's gone on.
Yeah.
So I like that, and so I do like Sepulchral Guard, and I like the way they play as well. You know, it's both warbands have a bring them back mechanic, so that's kind of something I like. Again, I don't think I've had much luck with Sepulchral Guard either, but I like them. And my third one,
can I have a guess?
Go on then.
I'm gonna go for Grots.
Yes, I think so. I think so, and maybe there's a pattern there because they're all horde armies in Warhammer.
Yeah, it was a toss up
Fantasy.
between Grots and the Nighthawks.
It would be one of those two. I can't decide whether I like Nighthaunts more than I like Sepulchral Guard. I do like the aesthetic
Guards
of
are
all
like
of
your
them.
first undead warband.
They
You never
were.
forget your first.
You never
warband.
forget your first. No.
No.
So yeah, those would be mine, and I haven't picked Khorne in there at all because I'm not a fan of the whole Khorne aesthetic so much. If they were going to do a Chaos Warband, I would prefer Nurgle, to be honest. So that's pretty much why they've lost out. So sorry, Khorne, but yeah, I'm not so much a massive Blood Skulls fan myself. I mean, I'm quite attached to mine, but that's about it. So Robin, what are your 3 top warbands?
My 3 top warbands. Now that's a really tough one. Do you have any idea what my 3 top warbands are? Because I don't know.
Oryx?
Nope.
No. Ooh.
No, I have thought about it actually. I would say there's no particular order. I would go for the Chosen Axes. I really like playing them. They're really hard to play, but I really like playing.
So you
them.
like them more from the playability point of view than the
And
aesthetic?
I just like the way they look as well.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that they've got that really odd Inspire mechanic.
Yeah. Robin does have a soft spot for short, naked ginger men.
I do.
Angry
I do.
ginger men.
I do.
I'm not naturally ginger, but... You know.
And I actually think, and I haven't played them enough, I think the Eyes of the Nine. I really like. I don't really like them from a point of view of a warband, but because they're not very good. But I just really like the aesthetic, and I actually think they might end up shining a bit like the Reavers did in Shadespire.
They might.
They might end up shining when all the spell cards are out.
Yeah, they might
I
get
think
much
they
more
might.
zip-zappy.
Yeah, and I'm not sure about my third. I don't know. I would say it might be, and again, I need to try and might be the Night.
It's a little
Hordes.
unfair because you've got
Might be the Nighthawks.
three different Stormcast warbands on your side.
Yeah, it might be the Night. Hordes. Severin Steelheart's my worst, which I've written down here as an extra question. What's your worst? What's your least favourite warband? Mine is Severin Steelheart. I just find them really boring now. The rest of them are out. I quite like them at the beginning, but now I find them really boring.
So your third warband was possibly Nighthawks?
Was Nighthawks, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Although you've not played many games of them either.
No,
so.
I haven't. But I just really like I like them more
Their swarming
more than the
aspect.
grots. And I like the moving through aspect, and I like the Briar Queen. And I love the models, the Varklav and the Noose guy.
The Everhanged.
The Everhanged. I think
You say they're one of your favourites.
those-
I can't remember the
those
names.
those models are brilliant.
Yes, I do like them. I do like the models a lot on that one. I think that. So your point about Severin and Severin's Champions warband, I think I prefer them to either of the other Stormcast warbands.
Oh really?
I think
I
prefer
like the
them.
range of the other two because I've all got a bit of a soft spot for range.
You can't hit with the.
I know, but I like the idea of the range, and I've
Would
been
they
painting
pay
my curse breakers on tomorrow. You're going to see my finished curse breakers. I've got just the bases to do, so tomorrow they will stick them on Patreon first, so you can have a look. I've tried some object source lighting. It doesn't really work very well, but hopefully you can just say it's great anyway.
Yeah, tell him it's great.
Yeah.
Or else he'll stop painting, and he'll just cry, and he'll be all maudlin, and he'll just sit and go.
I did the usual thing of like, I'm just going to quickly paint these so I can get them done, and then
You can never just quickly paint something
no,
unless you've got
50
like.
layers of paint later.
Unless you've got like, I painted up like 20 clan rats in over the course of a week or two, but I was only spending like an hour or so, and it was paint all the base coats on with the brightest layer I could get of that sort of shade, so a bright green, a bright fleshy tone, a bright silver, and all that kind of stuff, and then it was just brown
Good,
wash
though. They
over
look
the whole
good when
thing.
they were done.
But that's the thing, you need a big group of them though, because if you look at each
Yes.
individual model, they're a bit poo, but yeah. So I think I like Severin. I
Do you?
think I like old angry Angarad and
Rupert, hi Rupert.
oh, Rupert. Bit late to share. That's all right. Hopefully, you guys will still be able to watch this after we're done, and it stops. I really hope so. Anyway, if not, we'll maybe have to try and hook up a camera and record it twice, maybe,
Yeah, I hope it's
and
available.
then put it on. So hopefully, it should still be on there.
Somebody asked, and I said I thought it would be, so I hope it is.
Ed says so. Going back a few, so we've got Night Haunts are a powerful one. They are Bluff of the Blood God, though. Well, maybe a little bit, I suppose. Skaven were my first fancy army as well. Yeah, I don't know what it is about the Skaven aesthetic. I just love the whole thing. I guess it reminds me of us people.
I love them in fantasy roleplay.
Yeah,
They're kind of like the enemy within almost.
yeah, they're that.
Yeah.
I do like that whole aspect of them, but I just love everything about Skaven. Still waiting for Seraphon. Yeah, I don't think we're ever going to get them. I
don't
think
think
as
so.
much as I'd like to see things like that, they're the old war bands. So the same
old
reason why we
armies.
won't see
Yeah.
Imperial, the Empire.
Well,
reason
if
why
they
we
still
won't
made
see.
them. Actually, I would really like to see. We've kind of gone off on a tangent, but I would really like to
They're
see.
used to that.
I would really like to see Free Peoples.
Free Peoples, yeah. I don't think you ever see
No, I
that
don't
either.
know.
Though. Not in
But
Shadespire or
that'll be great.
anything either. And what else have we got? We are up to 8, by the way.
Whoa, 8!
I didn't think we were going to get 3, so 8 is awesome. And so yes, so that's just addressing everything in there. And yes, so many models, Scott. There are just so many models. I don't know why I'm attracted to warbands. I have lots of models because it's not like I have the time to
It's
paint
just
any of them.
models flock to him, really. That's what it is, isn't it? You're
I think
always
it is.
surrounded by models.
I am, yeah. I was
Yeah.
just saying that to Michelle the other week.
And then,
Arthur,
and then he wakes up with drool
yeah.
down his cheek.
So anyway, let's go back to the question.
What's your bottom warband then? What do you
Ooh.
least like? Like least?
Ooh, who do I like least? Ooh. It'll probably be maybe the Fast Riders or the Curse Breakers.
Interesting. I
Maybe.
think I put the Curse Breakers underneath the Fast Riders. They're not that interesting.
So you don't like either of
the
them?
models. I don't mind no, they're not in my favourites.
Mm.
But Severin's at the bottom. Severin in particular, I don't particularly like the model, and I don't particularly like him. It's just he wronged me. It's just something about it. It's the way his eyes are too close together.
He's the only guy who's ever scored multiple
Well,
hits
that's true.
in a multiple
That's true.
attack.
Angaran is
special.
awesome.
I do like,
I'd pick Angaran for any of my warbands, but
yeah.
the other two, I mean, Oberyn.
I like Oberyn.
What does Oberyn do?
Well, he's pretty solid. His opera.
Is he the George Harrison of the?
I think he is. Yeah,
I don't know.
underappreciated
Yeah.
and yeah, I think.
There you go. You heard it here first. Oberyn is the George Harrison of Severin Steelhearts.
Well, you've never seen George Harrison and Oberyn in the same place at the same time.
That
have
is
you?
very true. That's very true.
Just saying.
And he made reincarnation. I think he believed in that.
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, and so of the other war bands, I like I'd like most of them. That's
You
the problem.
do. You don't, I won't make you say which one you don't like. Actually, the Fiends. The Fiends are my second bottom after.
You don't like the Fiends,
no,
do
I
you?
don't like the Fiends.
Do you not?
No.
I find the Fiends can be awesome or terrible.
I just don't like the. I don't like the aesthetic because I'm not a Corn fan.
It's a Corn thing.
And
yeah,
I don't
there
really
was
like. And they play. I suppose they play very similarly to
that. Yorick's?
the Oryx, which I like the Oryx aesthetic. I
Yeah.
don't like the Gorf aesthetic. But they're also similar to Steelheart as well. There's 4 of them, and they've got the dog. But I just don't really like them.
It says Sigmarines are a bit bland. I do find all the Sigmarines a little bland.
Yeah,
I have to
they are.
admit,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
a bit Space Marine-y for me. And whilst I like 40k, Space Marines have never been I've never collected Space Marines out of all the 40k warbands I've ever had, and I've had a lot over my years of zero stickability towards a warband. Space Marines are one I've never really collected. I collect Chaos Space Marines, but they're much more varied than regular Space Marines. I do find the Sigmarines are a bit dull, but then other people love them. And to be fair, the paint scheme, some people have painted some. There was a thing on Warhammer Communities today where someone's done up the Severin Steelhearts, and they're kind of like half stony and a bit and half blue,
yeah,
and
very good.
they would look awesome. So
I painted some with rainbows. It wasn't a warband, but it was
you
my,
did,
my
yes.
Sigmarine.
So you can make them more interesting, but I just find them the most. They've got the least character for me.
I quite like the new, slightly more Bretonian flavoured ones from the new set from Soul Wars with the tabards and the cloaks and things. I quite like.
Yes, so I think if you could dress, especially the Curse Breakers, you could dress up a bit more Breton coloured and make them more vibrant.
Scott's asked a question: have you guys read the Shadespire novel that came out? I have not.
It's
Severin
your
is a
favourite
character
author,
that.
though.
Well, I have a bit of a I'm going to say love-hate relationship with
Mostly just
with the Black Library.
mostly just a dislike relationship.
But also is it Josh Reynolds?
I think it is your favourite author.
We'll perhaps just talk about this offline so we get it. But I'm not a fan of his writing style.
No.
Generally, I don't like the Black Library books. I haven't read one that I wanted to keep.
Now, have you read any of the ones by, I can't remember his name, who's the guy? People comment in the chat, John.
Dan Abnett.
Who's Dan Abnett? Have you read any of his yet?
I've read a book by him, but it wasn't a Warhammer book.
Because he's one of the few,
Yeah, I
I
know,
think,
yeah,
who do
yeah,
Black Library stuff
yeah.
who's done non-GW stuff as well.
Yeah, the
So-
non-GW one I read wasn't great.
Oh, okay.
But I'm a bit of a book snob. Well, I'm not a book snob, but I just find them overblown. But I don't think we need to talk about that now. We'll talk about that
Yes,
another time.
anyway.
If you want to know more about my thoughts on the Black Library, then we can do that in a future chat.
We can do that in another
We've got
one
a couple
at
of
some
questions left, and time is passing. We've lost one person. One person's fallen
point.
asleep.
Oh no, we're down
on
to
the
7.
off button.
Dan Abnett, thanks Scott.
Ed asked, favourite board game.
Ooh, favourite board game.
No Fear is really good. Is that one of the new ones, Scott? Is that a new one?
Is that a new one? No Fear. Is that
one of the
Shadespire
boxes
one?
is called No Fear. No, is it a 40k?
Oh, it must be a 40k one.
Or is it a Dan Abnett one?
Oh.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Scott. We're looking at our screen.
Tell us, Scott. Anyway, you might get bored, so we'll talk whilst you type. Favourite board game?
Favourite board game?
You want to go first?
No.
Mine's Monopoly. It's not. It really isn't. I hate Monopoly. Never finished a game.
Warhammer Underworld Shadespire.
Well, yeah, I think obviously it's got to be. It's got to be
my
Nightfall. but
favourite board game. I don't know.
My most fond memories
I
are
should have
probably
thought
of
about
either Hero Quest or Space
Right,
Crusade.
yeah.
Are probably my fondest memories. Whether that means I played them properly or not, I don't know. I mean, we don't tend to play apart from Nightfall. No, we don't tend to play board games so much.
No.
We
really
either play
like,
card-based games.
Yeah.
Because I quite like the Pathfinder card game that we played for a while. That was quite fun.
It was a bit samey.
Did get a bit samey after a while. I quite liked. What was the Kickstarter thing we did ages ago?
Oh, just got that. I can't remember what it's called.
Something dead. There was the whole thing.
Monsterland.
Monsterland. Sorry, that was the other one. Yeah, I like
Oh, no,
Monsterland,
sorry,
but we only
another
played one game of that, so
Okay.
I can't really put that in
What
there.
was the other one? Sorry.
What was the other one where you have to not die and you have to go through
Dark Souls.
Dark Souls?
Yeah,
Quite
I
like that.
wasn't-
That was
I
fun.
wasn't a fan of that.
But again, we only played 1-2 games of that, so I can't really put that in my top one. Board games.
I like Azul, which you haven't played. We haven't played with you anyway, which is a tile building game, which I really like. That's good. It's quite new. That's a good game. I really like. I've forgotten it. It went to my head while you were talking, and now I've forgotten.
Yeah.
Damn it. Sorry, we're rambling completely on now. Favourite board game? I do have
These
some
guys
favourite board
used to-
games, and I can't remember what they are now. My mind has gone
They're-
completely
they're
blank.
That
It will
favourite.
suddenly come to me. I
Just
play
gonna
a
suddenly
lot of board
shout,
games.
Advanced request.
I play a lot of board games, and I'm a bit of an obsessive board game buyer, so I end up only playing them once or twice. Seven Wonders I really like. Go Nuts for
Oh,
Donuts.
I did like Seven Wonders. Yeah,
Go
that
Nuts
was
for
good.
Donuts is really good. It's not really it's a card game, but it's it's a good kids' school game. Go
Yeah,
Nuts for Donuts
yeah.
and Sushi Go.
And of course, I can't really not put Blood Bowl on the list.
No,
I did like
that's
Blood
true.
Bowl. Do like Blood Bowl. So that was another one that I was a big fan of. But yeah, we haven't had that many instances of generic sort of board games that we play.
I'm,
really.
trying to think of what I play with the family all the time, but it's
I don't know. These guys want to know the hardcore
the
game.
hardcore game, right?
Yeah.
I haven't really
What
got
do you
that.
guys have? What do you
Yeah.
guys like to play? This goes both ways, guys. So, so what have we got here? Have you tried Takenoko?
I've taken I do like Takenoko. Yes, that's really good.
Which one's that? Have you done that?
I haven't played that with
you.
you. No, no.
Okay.
You have to build gardens and
Fine.
grow
Oh, I
trees.
think you mentioned it.
It's
yeah,
good.
I think you
It's
mentioned
good.
before. Have you guys played Root? Really good coin game done with cute animals.
I've
Root?
seen it. Apparently, it's really cutthroat. Like it's
That
a
you
strategy
really-
game.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Scythe. Yes,
Scythe, that
Scythe
was
is a great game as well.
You said you was just going to come to you at some point.
Yes, Scythe. Jamie Stonemeyer, he makes brilliant games, but Scythe I love, and it's got some minis as well. And I got the deluxe version on Kickstarter, so it's massive. It's awesome. And he's done which I haven't played. He's done a kind of more legacy type add-on where you kind of change the game changes as it goes. But I haven't played it. But Scythe is really good.
No, I have got Deep Madness as well, but I think I got it in the Kickstarter and it arrived 18 months late, a couple of months ago. And, well, I won't say late, but it arrived 18 months after I paid for it, and I've almost completely forgotten about it if it weren't for the continuous stream of emails. And I've not had a chance to play that because it's got 1,000 models in it, and they all look lovely. But the problem with these kind of games, I find, is that they figure, well, it's a premium board game, so you've got to go for premium content. So you've got 1 billion tokens in it. And every time I look at it, I just get scared and I put it back under the bed because I'm like, I don't have the
You
time
keep
in my life
monsters
to
under
do
your
this.
bed.
I do,
Literally,
yeah, it's the
literally have
safest
monsters
place for them.
Brilliant.
But every time I look at it, I just think, I don't think I've got the time to try and work this out. And I don't want to spend 3 hours
No,
trying to work out
that
how
is
to
the
play
problem
games.
with new board games, and so I end up buying board games and then not playing them because I haven't got the time.
Every time you get
I've got
the rule
Role
book
Player,
out.
which is the one where the game is rolling the best D&D character up, running the
I love
best
that.
role playing character. The premise is brilliant. I've never played it because I've never had time to sit and work it out, especially if you try and work out games with children because you have to know immediately.
Oh, and don't forget Stuffed Fables. Lumpy's getting
Oh
painted
yes, do
by
like
now by
stuff
Edward.
fables. I do like stuff fables.
Just played Endeavour Age of Sail. Is that Age of Sail? Age
Yes.
of Sail. I think there's
I've heard good things about that.
really fun quasi Euro.
Quasi. Oh, Catan, yeah, Catan's
It
good.
turns out this is the last episode that we will ever do. It's going to be like that. I'm going to go
But do
home. Oh, I am
if
home.
I don't know if you do, if any of you follow Geek Dad, do check that out because they've got loads of really good game reviewers on there, and hopefully I'll be able to add Wildlands to my favourite board game soon because Wildlands is really good, and I'm hoping to get it for Christmas.
Now, did you, Robin? Did you note down the questions from our original?
I did.
Our original question.
I did. I think so anyway.
So let's.
I meant to,
Mm,
but now I've got a feeling like I might not have done.
yeah. Now I've asked you. You're like, oh, did I? Didn't I?
I feel like I did.
Let's have a look. I'm just going to search back for the other to make sure we don't miss any questions.
I've got another one here. Oh, do you prefer good background story or gameplay mechanics? Every time gameplay mechanics. I
Yeah.
barely ever know what the story is in the game.
It's same with Shakespeare now,
Exactly,
really.
Yeah. So
What do we find out?
definitely
We don't
gameplay
care.
mechanics. That was a quick and easy question. We nailed that one.
That one, boom.
Favourite part of the hobby?
Normally we're
Playing,
completely
building, painting, or socialising. Well, I only play with Pete. I do like the social aspect. We played D&D at the weekend with our long-standing D&D group.
I didn't.
Oh, and actually the socialising was really good this week. I'm not sure why. I can't
Really?
put my finger on what it was.
Normally, yes,
There
because
was-
I just got that as well.
Fine, I'm going home.
Pete, you are home. No,
Good about that.
socialising is great. I think probably I enjoy playing more than building and painting. I do enjoy painting, and painting is good to do when you can't get your friends around to play. But playing is it. I would much rather play and use unpainted figures than paint and never play.
Yes, I would rather, and I'm sure you guys would also rather see us play games with unpainted figures than not see games of us having painted figures. So yes, I
Certainly want to see a video of me painting a figure. That would be really dull.
yes, that would be. Well, you never know. I mean, would you guys like to see a painting series on there?
haven't got time.
No, we haven't.
Got time.
Maybe we need a third person.
Or skill, or
Well,
the
there
right
is that
camera
problem.
equipment. Apart from that, it's a brilliant idea.
Yeah, other than that, we were there. For me, I enjoy the social playing aspect most.
Yeah.
I like the building. I do quite like the building, even when they're almost push fit models. There's something
I
quite
actually hate the
satisfying.
building. If I could pay somebody to build, I know you can, and I can.
You
but,
can,
but
yeah.
if somebody would do it for me for free, then I would happily do that. I hate building the models.
Yeah,
I find it really boring.
I like building models,
Right,
but
okay.
I don't mind painting them. But especially with the channel now, I don't have any time for painting at all.
No.
And I think the last time I painted a model was sometime.
You painted Scritch.
Was that this year? It must have been this year because this game came out
early
this year.
this year,
But I think it was
Scritch.
probably the summertime. I think the last time I painted
You
anything
sprayed a few.
I sprayed some, and I painted some scenery, some Kill Team scenery
I do like
when I was on holiday.
don't like building it.
It wasn't
I do
Kill
like
Team
scenery.
scenery even. I was painting the non-Kill Team stuff
okay.
because you were painting the Kill
Oh,
Team
yeah, so
stuff.
I
I think
painted
I was
it.
painting
Yeah,
just
that's
the
stalled.
yeah,
I did
yeah.
one as per Simon's recipe, and I've done and
It
sprayed
looks,
another
looks
one.
good. Looks
Sprayed
really
another one, I
nice.
did no more.
So we are going to be getting people to paint our models for us. We are going to be finding some paid people to paint some of our warbands that we haven't done yet because that's most of them.
Because
to be
otherwise
fair.
they'll all be out.
Yeah. And as per one of our discussions before that you guys all chimed in on, which we asked your opinion for, which was angled shots, which we are also going to be trying to do at some point because Robin got a new camera to review. He's got another camera here from Geek Dad. So we've got another camera that we might be able to use in our battle reports. So if we can do that,
Hot news.
we can get some angled shots in there. And if we can do that, then you guys will probably want to see painted models at the same time.
Did you get there? So that was a question. It was Brandon's questions about the Grand Clash that were on that first post. I just saw it flash up.
Yes, I'm good. So let's just see what people wrote just now.
Send me your figures to paint.
Send me your figures to paint. Work means I don't get to play. Where are you, Rupert? Are you in the UK? Because frankly, if you want to paint some models for us, we will send our warbands to anybody. Obviously, we'd cover all the postage and stuff, and we'll give you a bit of money to cover paint and time, and basically we'll pay to paint them. So that is just to try and up our game, I think, on the channel because most other channels you see, they're all painted, and it does add a bit.
It does. It does
having
make
a
it
load
better.
of
It does make it
plain
better.
white and plain red.
And it's only so long you can live on the excuse that they're new. So
Yeah,
that's new.
Yeah, that's true. So Brandon, you did ask in the original chat if we were attending a Grand Clash in the near future. We did address that. I don't know if you were online when we addressed that, so possibly not. So hopefully you'll be able to watch it back. Stoke-on-Trent. Well, I'm sure
my
we
wife
can-
was Stoke-on-Trent, Rupert.
Oh, there you go. Maybe
How
you know her.
exciting!
I'm not sure he will though.
No.
You never know. Oh, that's my
Might
sister.
know my brother-in-law,
Oh, there you go.
who is a bit of a gamer.
Oh,
I managed to get
maybe-
him into
maybe
into
flushed.
Warhammer.
Nice.
Yeah.
But the original question about have we gone to a would we go to a Grand Clash? I think we ended up with we possibly would. We'd find it a bit
Hard work.
hard work. Yeah. So we
Poor
would
man.
like to come along to up into London to some of the evenings.
My
there, just
wife's
see
not a
people.
man, Rupert.
Poor man. Well,
This Pete's not my wife.
oh Dave.
It'll be my wife, Dave.
So, any other questions on there? There was one other question on there.
Was it?
Because Ed asked us how warm are we right now. Well,
We're
inside.
really warm. It's really
It's
warm.
very
This is not
toasty.
the garage.
This is not the garage
It's
right now.
Pete's house.
We're at my house and it's quite warm. In fact, it's a bit too warm. I'm a bit over. Yeah,
The excitement of it
the
all.
heating got this.
And I
kicked
think
in.
we have actually done the questions now. We haven't had to sing
We
the
will.
trapdoor theme tune.
We might, yeah.
And we've been
Don't
going
you
for...
want
Oh, the time is gone. But we've been going for over 45 minutes. But
Have
that did include
Good
the
lord.
bit at the beginning.
Good lord. And we've covered all the questions that people have asked. Hopefully, so hopefully we've covered all of your questions off.
Yeah.
And you probably know more about us than you ever really wanted to.
So is there anything else you want to know now? And also, next month we've got to do another one of these. We probably won't do it 2 days after Christmas, but we might.
You never know how crazy we're feeling. Maybe we'll do it at the very beginning of January.
yeah.
So
And so is there anything you want to know and
Yes.
you'd like to see in the next one? Or what
Yeah, if you-
approach you'd like us to take?
Yep.
Then you don't have to comment now, but just bung us a comment below somewhere. I don't know where you could be able to comment.
on
Or
the-
just
on
put
the
it on,
Patreon
just
thing,
put it on,
hopefully.
just put it on the page.
hopefully.
And
Have you got anything now? Oh, how is the garage, by the way? Did you cover that? We didn't
no, we
cover
didn't
the
actually.
garage.
Nobody asked us about the garage.
Garage is pretty awesome,
Yes,
actually.
yeah, we it was really cold last week, and we didn't get cold. We didn't have to wear gloves.
We didn't have to wear gloves.
Yeah.
I even unzipped my coat.
and I got hot.
And at one point, we did actually have to turn the heater down a bit.
We did.
Because we were
I actually was uncomfortably hot.
we were
wasn't I?
uncomfortably hot at one point.
So it might be just the heater's really good, or it could be. But no, it is warmer.
Yes,
Definitely warmer.
I definitely think that's helped a lot. And that was all because of you guys.
Yes, thank you
And
very
all the
much.
money you sent us. And frankly, it's just made it a bit more habitable in there. And
It
it
has.
just looks a bit neater and nicer.
Yeah, we would do if I had actually managed to get to the dump yet, but I haven't.
Yeah.
But I'm getting there tomorrow. If
So
it's not
we
raining.
might have plans to maybe lay some stuff down on the floor to try and keep some of the heat from the cold from the floor leaching up through, and maybe we might want to put another layer on the garage door.
Yeah, maybe.
Something like that. But overall, I'm pretty impressed with how much of a difference it's made it. Because when we went outside at the end at like midnight, we opened the garage door and we were like, it is actually really cold out here. So there was
it was actually because it was -2 that night. When I
Yeah,
got in there.
it was a definite difference between
not -2 Fahrenheit.
no
American
no,
viewers.
no, not that impressive, but
No.
it was cold, pretty cold outside, and we weren't shattering and frosted breath and all the rest on the inside. So I think it's doing a great job.
Oh God, they were saying nice things now.
Yay! So how's the garage, by the way? I'd paint a wall band for you guys. It won't be amazing, but I wouldn't charge. You know what, Ed? I've seen your painting actually, Ed. It would be pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And you know what? If you want to paint a wall band for us, we will definitely sing your praises on the channel.
Definitely.
Scott says, thanks for doing what you do, guys. Well, thank you for supporting us. We wouldn't do it without you guys. So, frankly, this is all still a bit weird to me.
It
The
is.
fact that we're sitting here talking to you guys,
And
you
you're
actually...
saying thanking you. You want to listen and saying thank you.
I know, it's
Very
just
odd.
weird. So, you guys are awesome. Not us, you.
Yeah.
You're all awesome. No, you. No, you.
Can we?
So what else we got? Looking
We
forward to
should
the
have at
next
the beginning,
one.
shouldn't we?
We are looking for... What's that?
Can we get a parting?
Ready for action!
There you go. You actually see it actually happening live because we don't normally see it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
normally we take about 3 or 4 attempts at that. And then we have to go, no, do it
It's
again.
quite funny. We play the card and then one of us shows the card.
Yeah, whenever we play the card, we're always off screen. And so yeah, and sometimes one of us will say it, and we'll just say "ready for action," and we'll play it, and the other one's like, "We've got to do it again."
What's
now."
really weird is when I do it in a deck review and I don't know whether to do it on my own or not. It's like, do I do it? Do I do it? No. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't.
I think every time I've used it, I've done it in the deck
Right, okay.
review, but you
Yeah.
do feel a bit of a panic
Yeah.
sitting on your own at 11 o'clock at night. Just go, and now I'm going to play "Ready for Action,"
Yeah.
and I think this card will be very useful in this deck. After that, I've got Deathly Fortitude, and yeah, so you do feel a bit of a panic sometimes.
And that
doing
is how
some
he
of
does
what
it.
we do.
Yeah.
I do. What else we got? What else we got? Oh, we got a little smiley from Ed. Yay! Keep up the great work. We will, all the time you guys want to watch it, we'll keep doing it.
Brilliant.
And we appreciate you two and what you do. Thank you. We appreciate all of you and what you do, which is put up. We're up to 9. And
Hey,
what you
who's
guys
joined
do,
us?
which is
Somebody's joined us and we're about to
say
leave.
hello.
I
Say
feel bad
hello.
now. Hello.
say hello. No, not you. Them
Hello.
in the channel. Who just joined? Hello. Don't know who it was. They're
No.
not saying anything. Can we see? We were also discussing. Robert and I discussed many things, and I know we've been crashing on, but I don't think these guys care. I think they could listen to us for ages, and so I'm just going to talk for a little while because I've got an audience, and normally my wife's already left the room by now.
Somebody asked that actually. I didn't write it down.
Oh, what was it? What was it?
What do our wives think of it?
Oh yeah. And what do they
I think they've
comment?
gone beyond caring.
They have. As far as they're concerned, we're the other halves now.
Yeah,
There you go, in the hymn
my
tonight,
wife,
are you?
my wife can't say too much because we actually met across the painting table.
Did you used to paint models?
No,
then,
no,
or-
no, no.
Oh.
But I used to share a house with her when we were students, and I was going out with somebody else at the time. And but she used to sit. I used to paint in the dining room table, or a dining room table, kitchen table. Where we used to, and in the evenings she used to sit when she was having a break from her revision and drink her tea. Anyway, the other girl and I broke up, and then my
And she
she
swooped
was
in.
there.
There you
So she can't really complain because we wouldn't have met.
go. Had it not been for
a
that,
while, we
yeah.
wouldn't have chatted. And then
I can see why she might be a bit bitter about it now.
yeah,
then.
yeah. And then, but
Oh,
she one
look at
time
you.
there was a game in Leicester. We went to university in Leicester. There was a opening. It was the white metals. When they changed to white metal, they were selling off all the lead,
Oh yeah.
and they were selling off cheap. So we had to get there early. And we got down there about 6 o'clock, and it was freezing. It was winter, and she stood with me. while
She
I-
stood by.
she stood there. She went and got me an egg McMuffin and a cup of tea from,
Oh, that's
from
love.
McDonald's.
That's what. That's.
I don't think we were
love
there at 6. I think we got up at 6. We were probably there at 7 and stood there for 2 hours.
You
But
were there
I
at
got
midday.
I got loads of shitloads of stuff.
You can't say that.
Shitloads of stuff. All lead.
Yeah.
think it was, yeah.
Oh, I loved that. I loved it
Yeah.
when they did that. No, we've got to change over to white metal. Tin. It's tin, all right? You can call it tin. You don't have to call it white metal. Yes. And my wife is mostly different because I met my wife at school. So we met when we were both about 15. So she has been aware of my nerdiness for many years. And so are quite a few of my work colleagues now. Comically, one of my mates who I've known since about 2000-ish, which is sort of around the time we met at work, I met one of my mates at work. And he's not into this gaming at all, but he's into computing, and he built the web page that we build our decks in. So when you see the decks flash up now on screen, he helped me build that. It's got a little search function in it and stuff to help you.
You should probably go
find the
through how
cards.
that works at some point.
I should do a little video, just me recording. The screen.
We used to show our cards off, and then Pete used to find them and have a little kind of. Sorry, I say show our cards off. We used to put them under the camera so Pete could then build the hands.
Yeah.
I think it used to. I don't
On
know how
screen.
you do it, on screen with the.
Well, you know how you drag all the things on
individual
screen. I'd have to
dragged
do that for all
cards
of
in,
them.
and now we have a little app where we just put the card number in, and it pings up, and Pete drags it across. It's pretty cool.
You know what I'm going to do?
What are you going to do?
Look. You're
going to break it. You're going to.
Something's going to go horribly.
You're going to
wrong.
go into the Matrix.
Oh no, I can't do it. I can't show you. I would, but
We'll get Pete to make a video and put it on YouTube. You might as well, mightn't you?
I might as well. Yeah.
People
Why
might
not?
watch it. People will be interested.
They
I
might.
reckon.
They might. They probably don't care. They probably will stop watching now. But
There's
yeah,
still 8 people watching.
so they are. So our wives are mostly indifferent to it. My wife's actually quite supportive overall.
Yeah, mine is. I'm joking, but she's not interested.
No. They're definitely neither of them are gamers. I
No.
think it's safe to say.
No, my wife will play a few board games, but she'd rather not.
It's not her ideal.
She has played Warhammer, Fantasy Roleplay with me once or twice.
Oh yeah.
That sounds worse.
I
could hear that coming out of my mouth. Thinking, that doesn't sound good. I think I should stop. So I'm not even going to go there.
I'm just remembering the scene out of oh god, what is it called? It's not Family Guy. Yeah, it's Family Guy, where Lois comes out the bathroom. She's like, "I'm a naughty schoolgirl," and then it pans over to Peter and Big goes, "I'm a paladin with an intelligence of 19," or something like that.
That's what it was like.
Oh yeah, I doubt that. The intelligence of 19 part of me.
Yeah.
So our wives are fairly indifferent to it all. I think sometimes my wife finds me a little exasperating because I sometimes get a bit laser focused.
Yeah, I think my wife would like me to do more cleaning and more chores than spend my time doing this, but this is far more fun.
This is much more fun.
I'm not going to look back on life and think, I wish I'd done more washing up.
I wish I'd cleaned the bathroom that one last time.
Yeah. Well, I might regret not making extra videos. So
I
there we
always
go.
regret not making extra videos. I'm just trying to find a way where I can maintain my income and not have to work, so that I can just do videos.
Yeah.
So, that reminds me. Before, in one of our battle reports, we mentioned, what was that? Yes, I'd love to see a video on how we make the videos. A video on making the videos. It's Inception.
Oh.
I'll do that. I'll try anyway. It'll probably look rubbish, but I'll give it a try. We mentioned one of our videos.
Although, have we got any trade secrets? We don't want to give away. There are a few other outfits out there. We don't want to give away our trade
that's
secrets.
a good point. I don't think anybody's looking at us. And
No, I don't think
no. I've explained to many people in the chat sometimes where people comment and go, "How did you do the green screen?" And I go through it, and I can tell they've probably gone, "Yeah, I don't care. I was just being nice. I don't really need the information." We did mention in one of our videos that if you can refer a friend, you will get the money back for the first month that they sign in at.
Yeah,
and that still stands, and that will always stand, I think, for the most part. If you can get one of your friends to sign up and you can say, yeah, you should definitely do this, and they sign in at the $5 level or whatever, then we will knock that off of your next month's for their first month, if that makes sense. So, keep doing it, because the more people we can get in, the more people who will see
friends,
it. Friends,
family, buy them all annual Patreon things, all your friends and family for Christmas.
Yes,
everybody.
Yeah, they'll love it.
Yeah.
And and if you can keep referring people and they keep staying on, and we keep getting them every month, then you'll keep getting months free. So the more people you recommend, the freer you'll get it.
I think we've got them here. I don't think we should make them listen to us for an hour and then try and hard sell. I think
I'm not
like a pyramid selling scheme.
No, this is fine. There were some banks in America did this. It's fine. It's absolutely okay. You're not going to lose a penny. You're only going to make money on this. So that's it. That's us.
Yeah.
This was what's it? Which of the upcoming warbands are you guys most excited about from Brandon?
Sylvaneth.
Because we haven't seen the Sylvaneth yet. We've seen a preview of the Troggers.
Yeah, I'm sort of interested to see how that works. We're not that interested to play it. I'm definitely not interested in the Dark Oath, is it?
Dark Oath, the Dark Oath warband. I can't remember what they're called.
the
Hunt of the God Hunt or something like that.
I'm not interested in those at all. I mean, they may play really well, but I don't really like. I've never liked the aesthetic of them.
I don't like those models.
No.
I don't know if it's just the paint job's lousy or the camera angle's terrible, because GW, for all of their expertise, sometimes take terrible photos of their models. I'm not sure if I like the idea of the Dark Oath one, because we've kind of already got them in the Reavers as well. I
Yeah.
mean, they do have a doggo, and they've got some ranged attacks in there. And
Yeah, I quite like the guy with the bow.
yeah, I do.
That's me, my symbol for bow.
Yeah, the bow.
There's nine
It's
people
good
there
that he
watching.
did that. It's good that he did that.
Yeah.
She wouldn't know what he was talking about. The bow.
Yeah.
What's he talking about? A bow. Oh, the bow. I see.
Exactly. They might have
I'm
found
not
a bow.
sure. I'm not sure because I don't really like the Caradron Overlords.
Oh, them. Yes, I was trying to remember. That's the other one. That's the last one, isn't it?
The flying.
So the
dwarves.
Sylvaneth. What's left is the Sylvaneth for me.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm particularly excited about most of it, but then when they first released their surprise, their little trailer bit, which had all of the different warbands in, apart from like the goblins, most of the rest of them I was like, oh, yeah, okay, I guess. But I am struggling with them. I'll have to admit.
Okay, no Nurgle. You were looking for.
I was,
you were
yeah,
looking for
a
Nurgle.
bit
I think Nurgle
disappointed.
would have been good, especially with the Siege. The Siege Nurgle thing would have been good.
Yeah,
I
because
reckon.
they're classic. They're
Yeah.
classic
Antagonists.
opponents. Yeah, they are
Yeah,
classic
yeah.
antagonists.
Yeah.
Nurgle and Zinj. One is always about
Yeah.
creation. The other one's all about
I'm sort of
decay.
surprised there's no Slaanesh because they're pushing the Slaanesh.
Maybe that'll be the next release.
Maybe.
Maybe next year there'll be whatever's next after Night Vault.
Hotbox. Slaanesh.
Dank basement. We're going down.
Damp garage.
So maybe there'll be some no, because that's Slaanesh and Khorne again. Khorne. So
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. Quick straw poll. What are you guys looking forward to?
Yes.
Quickly, and then we'll go.
Yes. Then we'll shut up and leave you people in peace to the rest
Yeah.
of your evenings. I think out of all of the last four remaining, I'm interested to see how the Troggoth works and behaves, because it's like 3 throwaway character models, the 3 little squig things,
Yeah.
Bat Squig, or the Squidgen rather, and the Troggoth model could be interesting. I am interested to see how the steampunk dwarves go, because technically their fluff says that they don't have casters, but they're going to have a caster, aren't they?
Well,
I mean-
I've never played them. I've never seen them play, so I don't know. What do
Well,
they
they
have
have
in
these
AOS?
alchemist typey things, so I can't remember what the exact term is. If
Do they
anybody
have,
at
like,
home
big,
remembers what
big
that is.
guns that shoot far.
They do have lots of guns and stuff like that,
rather
but
than-
they have this thing where they can extract some kind of ether spell dusty stuff, or some is kind of the impression I've got about them.
Okay.
So they're not spellcasters who use the winds of magic specifically.
I
They've
see.
got like an alchemical thing going on, and people have
No, Ed does
Yeah.
not. Ed's not keen.
yeah, I'm not that keen on them either. But the dwarves, the fluff kind of denotes that they don't have a caster. However, I don't think GW would
No.
create a new expansion with a new system in it of spellcasting and not give every warband that thing. So there'll be something in there. I
Yes,
just don't know what.
Scott's curious about the troll. I'm really curious about the troll as well. How he's going to work, what size.
Huge,
what
larger
size
New
he's
York
gonna be.
leader. Yeah, I think he's going to be bigger than Gerzag. 6 or 7 health. I think you're right. I think he's
Yeah.
going to be a monster, because I think all the others are going to be 2 wound models. I think it's going to be 3 2-wounders, because there's a stalagmite one, there's a mushroomy one, and then I think there's the squidgen. I think they're all going to be like 2 wound models, and then there's the troll.
Yeah, it's going to be.
I'm really
immense.
not sure how their inspiration mechanics are going to work though.
Interesting to see. It will be interesting. I mean, I have to say, I'm not actually I kind of do like the models of the Troggoths, but I'm really interested to see how it's all going to work, because it's very different to the others.
See, Brandon says he's a bit meh about the latest warbands as
Right.
well, and but then I can't remember who was LXASX457, but they've said that anything from for Warhammer Underworlds, he loves the game. I mean, I do like the game, and I'm possibly more excited about the cards that come in those warbands than the models or the warbands themselves. But maybe they'll play a lot better, and they'll be a lot more fun to play.
You've seen that comment? That's
Which one's this one?
Ray Garati. Is that
Calabok.
Yeah, that's just
If
embarrassing.
I'm not
Calabok.
mistaken, tomorrow GW will start to gather nominations for Warhammer Heroes Awards. We should nominate these 2 good sirs. What do you think, fellow Patreon? Sorry, it was Damien. Was
Yeah.
Yep, sorry. You know what I want all you guys
I'd
to
be
do?
very flattered.
We would be incredibly
Yeah,
flattered,
well, I think I'm
actually.
not sure we're up there, but yeah.
No, I don't think so. I'm sure that'll probably go to some guy who's been teaching blind orphans to play 40k in his spare time whilst, I don't know, doing something. It'll be
Yeah.
heroic. It will be heroic. We're just 2 twats on the canvas.
However, it's a really, really nice thought.
It's really nice. Not welling up at all. What I would like, and I really still want to do, and it's been my aim for the last year, is to get on the Twitch channel.
Yeah,
And we've emailed them. They've
haven't
not
replied.
responded yet.
I haven't replied.
I think they're scared. I'd love to meet Peachy and Duncan. And if you haven't watched it, there's this thing of my father. What's
Yeah,
that called?
Uh,
It's about the new Marnie's Calgar figure.
there's something of my father, isn't it?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Will of My Father. Or
Will of
something
my
like that.
father. Will of my father video.
Watch the
Watch
end
it.
of
Watch
that.
the
It
end,
is
it's brilliant.
beautiful. I mean, Duncan on that is just. I don't know what it is about GW, and I don't know what you guys think about it, but GW's community aspect, their PR, that whole team are
They've-
just spot on now. Everything they
gone
do
from
is
bad
brilliant.
to brilliant.
Because GW used to be terrible.
3 or 4 years.
It used to be
it's
terrible
been,
in the space of 2-3 years. They have turned stuff around, and they're funny, they're engaging, they're responsive, and they can poke fun at themselves as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you watch a lot of YouTubers online. We take the mick out of ourselves, and you watch some YouTubers like there's the guy who does the unboxing of Hero Quest, which if you haven't watched that as well, go and look up Hero Quest unboxing because the guy in that who frankly has a
about
beard that
5
puts me
million
to
views,
shame.
isn't it? Yeah.
It is hilarious.
Yeah.
Broadsword. It's and they've got that aspect now. They've got that ability to look at themselves and say, we are just a bunch of nerds though. And so whilst we take all this quite seriously and we love the game, it is just a load of plastic toy soldiers. And I
Much
love
as I
that.
don't want to get you back on track, we were talking about the war bands, and
Oh,
I think
yes.
in some ways the excitement in the war bands isn't the models as much as the cards. What cards are going to come out of each deck?
Yeah.
What the card's going to be. That's another thing.
Rupert just asked the Aussie guy. I think it was an Aussie guy who does the unboxing of Hero Quest.
Is he Aussie?
Oh, maybe he isn't. He's got a massive beard though. You
Yeah,
won't
I thought he was Aussie.
mistake
Maybe
him.
he is an Aussie. I don't know.
He does a few unboxings. He does one of Silver Tails as
Yeah.
well, and that's quite funny. Yes, Brandon, they haven't responded yet, and I am a bit disappointed, Nick. But also, I don't really want to harass him
No.
because he's probably busy and he has a lot of idiots harassing him all the time.
I
and
reckon maybe anyway they're not going to do it before Christmas. So
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
they'll line it up in the new year. Maybe to go alongside with a new warband or something. I don't know. Don't know what
And,
their marketing is. Their marketing strategy probably goes quite a long way ahead. So we're probably not. If they want to put us in, it's
Well,
probably
they
6
did a
months
thing
down the
before,
line.
didn't they? Where they said something like they showed what their plans like, and they're like 18 months ahead of their release schedule. They've already got stuff finished and boxed up. And when they did Night Vaults had already gone to the printers when they first came out with the errata or the suggested errata for the what were they called? I'm glad I'm keeping you entertained. The Cataphragm relic gates. They'd already printed Night Vault by the time the relic gate thing happened. So it just shows how far ahead they are. Now, I presume their Twitch channel must be of a similar level of planning aheadedness. But
I think so.
But yeah, it'd be interesting to see.
Yes.
I would love to get on there and get absolutely smashed to pieces by Nick or one of the other guys on there. But I don't know about you guys. I know you don't watch their Twitch thing, but I watch it just because I get it free on my Amazon Prime. And I watched the game Nick played, where he went online and canvassed a load of experts or top players, because there are a lot of top players in the Facebook pages. Canvassed all them for ideas on the deck, and then played somebody who I don't think had ever played the game before. The guy was like, end of the first activation. Right, can I score this objective? And like, have you played this game before? And I think we'd at least give them a run for their money.
I reckon we would.
I think so.
I reckon we would. Depends if they play faction fraction or not.
Yeah, they probably don't. See, I think that's what gives us the edge. I think we can play most warbands. We're
Sure,
definitely
give
not
us the edge and makes us equally useless. I'm not sure which it is.
jack of all trades, master of none.
Exactly.
But that's yeah. So because we're definitely not your Johns. We haven't won glass. We haven't won. I don't know how many. I think he said he's won like 20 trophies or something. We've
Did he?
definitely yeah, it's a lot.
Okay.
We've never won a tournament. We've never been to a tournament, so it's hard. But yeah, I don't know if you could consider us experts in a specific warband, but I think we've got a good overall knowledge of the game. So I think that's where our strengths lie. Which faction fraction is a great idea?
Faction
Oh,
fraction, yeah.
fraction's
It was Anthony's idea.
I think it was Anthony's idea.
Yeah.
One of our first
Our first patrons,
Patreon.
yeah. I don't think he can get on tonight, so I hope he can watch this. So yes, it's always very keen to suggest that it was Anthony's idea.
Yes, it was definitely his idea.
Yeah.
We just use it, and it was it should be written to the next rule set. I think they should do something like that.
They should.
The problem is with the ban list it will mutate over time, and it's never going to get smaller. Nick was clubbing a baby seal. It was a bit like that watching that battle report. It was a bit brutal, although I think he lost the first game.
Did he?
I think he
Okay.
overstretched himself though, and he tried to do a few things,
Okay.
and he can't. I think he was getting a bit
Wasn't he playing
cocky.
Chosen Axes?
I think he was chosen axes, and the other guy was Zarbag's Gits,
Right.
or he was the. No, I think he was the Gits.
Right.
But
I can't remember.
But
Yeah.
here, like, it was a bit of a brutal game. I think
Okay.
overall it was a bit of a beating.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know if they'll ever write it in because then they have to make sure all the faction cards are balanced.
at least this way, if they
And
come up with a load of rubbish faction cards,
Yeah.
you can just ignore them, which is a shame. Because,
Yes.
and I think a lot of people have said this online, and I kind of agree. I feel like the faction cards should be a little better than the generic ones.
And I've also found it screws up a few builds. Like it screws up the key deck
You
build.
can't do a key deck. You
very
can't do
easily.
a relic deck, really.
No, and so but it is. It's a really good way of playing the game. I think more tournaments should use it.
Yes, definitely. Combining the relic, combining faction fractions with the bar list definitely makes you think a lot more about what
Yeah, I
cards
don't
you're
know.
going to
I don't know
take.
whether there's room for both. I'd be interested to see how that plays out. We've done 2 games or 2 decks with the band and faction fraction, and it does. Well, I mean, it doesn't. It just means you're using different cards.
One of those games we did play was specific to Night Vault only
Yes, it
cards
was.
and the Warband specific cards, so
Yeah.
we did really limit ourselves on that one.
We did.
We might drop faction fraction from some of our games for a while and just use the bar list to see if that helps just as much. So we'll see how that goes, and yeah, we will we'll report back, and you guys will obviously see the result. And if we find it starts to get a bit samey, then maybe we'll add faction fraction back in again. I definitely think some factions have much better faction specific warband cards than others. I think the Oryx, some of their warband ones are terrible.
They're not very good. Your Reaver, we played Reavers, which I don't think it's gone out yet, so I won't say too much. But your Reavers have got some really tasty.
I think the
some really
Reavers, I think
tasty faction cards.
people overlook some of Garrick's cards. He's got some really nice cards in that deck for the warband specific ones that are really playing to the Reaver's strengths, whereas some of the other decks are maybe a little lacklustre overall.
The Oryx seem to be.
I think Spiral Guard are a little bit, although they've got some good cards in there, so maybe not so much. But yeah, hard to say.
Anyway, I think we're rambling now,
We are
so we
rambling.
will leave you to it. We've clocked in an hour and 10 minutes, which is not bad. We could talk pretty much non-stop for that time.
Damien says that it should be a alternate option.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah,
definitely.
I think so. Yeah, I
There
think
should be
so.
something like that. But
Yeah.
then when you've got guys like us, broadcasting all over the internet, then it becomes an unofficial thing.
I have seen people suggesting it to other people, which is really nice.
Yeah, it's
If
like,
everyone, you
well,
should play
it's
like
Anthony's
Age of Sigmar.
legacy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I do.
Anthony's rule.
Last thing I'm going to say, Anthony's rule. I get a little warm fuzzy feeling every now and then whenever I see someone online going, I am brand new to Shadespire. What should I do now? And someone goes, watch Agents of Sigmar. I'm like, yeah, you should watch
Then don't do
Agents
what
of
they
Sigmar.
do.
Yeah, just don't laugh at them, the bunch of cretins that they are, but they're a good laugh for a little while.
Yeah.
And long may it continue.
Yeah, so thanks, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. You've all
Every
stuck around, so
single
that's
one
really
of you
nice.
is awesome.
Yeah, we'll try and think of something to come up. We'll talk about it next time. If you've got any ideas or more questions or whatever, then let us know, and we will do that. It will be in and around Christmas. I say a month's time, pretty much. What's it? 27th today.
It's the 27th. In under a month, it will have been Christmas.
Yeah, so we'll have presents. Maybe we should live stream us opening our presents.
You know what? People would watch that.
So yeah, we'll try and get it out in and around Christmas and the New Year. Pete's all ready. He's got his beard lights.
Yeah, and
I
baubles.
have got my hat because we did record our Christmas.
We've
video,
done our
so-
little Christmas video for you guys, which
yeah.
you'll obviously be seeing on Christmas
Actually, if
Day.
we'd done it cleverly, Pete, we could have pretended that was live. But we didn't. So anyway, until our next game, we're meeting next week for another game.
Yep.
And we shall see you all.
We shall see you all on Patreon again soon.
Yeah.
And then we'll be dumping up lots of polls and ask you loads of questions again. And we're
We're
leaving it all.
tinkering and rejigging everything, and
I can't leave things alone.
You cannot leave it alone.
No.
Right. Leave it alone.
We shall see you soon, guys.
Bye.
Now we're going to sit here awkwardly whilst we can't work out how to turn it off.